disturbed by the beeper that Netanyahu gave. Trump was disturbed by the beeper that Netanyahu gave him and may have read it as a threat.
Show in front of a backdrop of files and CDs, Netanyahu said that Iran had lied to the world about its nuclear intentions when signing the 2015 deal. And just a few days later, Donald Trump withdrew the US from the agreement.
This was a horrible, one-sided deal that should have never, ever been made.
Trump reimposed sanctions on Iran and assassinated their top general Qasem Soleimani in 2020. October the 7th attacks by Hamas were the deadliest on Israeli soil since the nation's founding.
I can't believe Iran would violate a deal that we tore to shreds, that it's still abided by, for the record. Here's one of the hidden parts of this that's even dumber. Iran continued abiding by the denuclearization agreement even after Trump ripped it apart. It was only after they still were collaborating with international authorities. They still had investigators come and look at the sites. And only after the Trump administration added additional sanctions on Iran, in spite of them following the fucking agreement, did they go, all right, well, fuck you then. Which is yet another L, I think, for the Ayatollah, because that's probably when they should have been like, all right, this fatwa shit is, this fatwa stuff is crazy. I don't know. Oops, what am I hearing? Okay, I heard that actually we should make a nuke. God is now telling me to make a nuke. Everyone who is a bit good goes abroad to live. IR made a shithole of a country, bro. What? No. You think that there aren't fucking enough engineers? Come on.
More than 55,000 people. While the military threat from Hamas has all but been removed, Israel has weakened other Iranian...
That's also, I think, part of the reason why they're like, this conversation about nuclear proliferation is stupid. Like, they know how to enrich uranium. They have nuclear facilities. And these guys are using that as a pretext to just do regime change in Iran. Just fucking make a nuke, man. Jesus Christ. Are you pro-Iran having nuclear weapons? I'm pro-Iran having sovereignty. And in this day and age, nuclear proliferation for countries that are not protected under the nuclear umbrella of the Western world, and even those countries don't have any sovereignty. They're servile. They're basically vassal states, Turkey included. But yes, if you are outside of the periphery, if you are outside of the protective banner of nuclear proliferation and enrichment of uranium is the way, it seems.
Netanyahu's government immediately retaliated, waging a war in Gaza that Palestinian officials say has killed...
I was reading about the Pakistani scientist that went to Pakistan from, I think it was in England originally, and basically fucking built a nuclear lab in the middle of a goddamn field, and was able to create nuclear proliferation for Pakistan. Or no, Netherlands, sorry, not from England, from the Netherlands. Yeah, the GOAT. Respect. Respect. Sometimes you gotta give the GOATs their respect that they deserve, you know? Yeah, in a cave with a bunch of scraps, like Iron Man style, low key. Fucking baller, dude. Baller shot caller. Iran needs to draft a player like him. Dude, I don't think Iran's lack of nuclear proliferation is a matter of intelligence gap. I'm serious. Like, I'm not the most knowledgeable on how this stuff happens, but Iran is a fucking very educated country. A very educated country where there are plenty of, Iranian engineers that work overseas, that work within Iran. I think they just don't want to do it. I suspect it's a foolish decision, but is America the Soviet Union why the nuclear race started? America is responsible. Yes. What do you mean? Did you forget? Virtual Meal is back, asking silly questions again. Did you forget what America did? What do you think Hiroshima and Nagasaki is famous for? Western Empire, you absolutely need nukes. Otherwise, you will become a proxy. Look at Ukraine. Even if you're Western aligned, you will become a proxy that will be used and fucking abused.
Iranian allies, invading southern Lebanon and decimating Hezbollah's fighting force and killing its leader, Hassan Nasrallah. They carried out joint strikes with the US on Houthis in Yemen, and they also bombed the Iranian consulate in the Syrian capital of Damascus in April 2024, as well as assassinating Hamas's political leader Ismail Haniyeh while he was in the Iranian capital Tehran in July of the same year. When Syria's President Bashar al-Assad was overthrown in December 2024, Israel took the opportunity to destroy any remaining threats to Israel's air force within Syria, effectively creating a safe corridor for future strikes on Iran. And so,
effectively creating a safe corridor for future strikes in Iran is such a funny way to be like, yeah, once this country's regime was toppled, we decided to destroy any fucking capabilities it has that it could potentially use to defend itself at any moment's notice. Like, what a wild way to frame that is. I thought this was like I thought Syria now could be a democratic country, a peaceful country that can have sovereignty and exist. It's like, nope, it can't actually. It has to be a holdover state once again, but this time for Israel's interest and America's interest in the region. Great stuff.
Just 14 months, Iran's network of proxy military support was...
Remember when so many fucking ball knowers, the light NATO Andes were yelling at me when I said that Jolensky was going to be basically Zelensky? And everyone was like, dude, shut the fuck up. You love Bashar al-Assad. You love Assad, bro. You're Assad defender, dude. Like, why don't you want this reformed Al-Qaeda militant, reformed Al-Qaeda commander to fucking run Syria, dude? Shut the fuck up, dude. It's not going to be defending Israel's interest, dude. Fucking shut the fuck up. What happened, dude? What happened, Mr. fucking I love institutions? What happened? He's going to come out being like, Mr. President, look at me. I shave my beard, Mr. President. I will be the Republican Zelensky, Mr. President. Look, I play basketball, Mr. President. I love institutions. Zelensky was Kamala Harris's Zelensky, or Biden's Zelensky. It took less than 2 months for you to be right about that? Yeah, dude, anyone who could fucking see what was taking place in Syria could recognize what was going on. And the reason why I was saying that wasn't even because of the fucking former Al-Qaeda commander becoming the head of the state and Zelenskifying himself. The reason why I said that is because Turkey was most responsible for the toppling of the Assad regime. And Turkey is a NATO power player. Turkey's brigades were the ones that toppled the Assad regime. That was done at the behest of American influence in the region, American intervention, American interest in the region.
All but gone. So the attacks on Iran come at a time when Tehran has few allies to turn to. Israel's targeting and killing of key Iranian military personnel and nuclear experts, a seemingly non-existent Iranian air defense, and Israel's own ability to defend against most retaliatory strikes has given Netanyahu a clear upper hand. But the war again highlights his nation's reliance on the United States.
I used to work in nuclear. If you have already enrichment centrifuges ready and working, it's super easy to make a traditional fission nuke. Iran deliberately doesn't want to make one because the Ayatollah issued a fatwa saying having a nuke robust infrastructure than Russia. He would do an ISO speed style China glaze session, but he's not an honest broker and he wants to.
The international community will be able to verify that the Islamic Republic of Iran will not develop a nuclear weapon.
Netanyahu vehemently opposed the deal because it
will not develop a.
Look at how mad the ultra Zionist is in the background. It's like, I knew I shouldn't have been a part of this. It's like one day I'll get my genocide. I want it. I want it, Jack. One day I'm going to do the Finlandization of NATO. And I mean the NATOization of Finland. AUKUS.
Nuclear weapon.
Netanyahu vehemently opposed the deal because it still allowed Iran to enrich some uranium, calling it a mistake of his.
Do you think Biden called Obama a Jew hater behind closed doors? Yes. Yes, I do.
Historic proportions. The Iran nuclear deal.
Or he said something like, listen, Jack, I know he's Muslim, but he's not a Jew hater. He knows they're magic money people. That's what he said. That's what in my head canon. That's what Biden said.
Put Netanyahu's government in direct.
He's one of the good ones. He's Arab, but he's one of the good ones. Trust me. Trust me.
Opposition with Washington over Iran. But that was all about to change.
This is one of the worst deals ever made by any country.
Donald Trump's surprise victory in November 2016 was a boost to Netanyahu, with the new president inviting him to the White House in his first month in office. Then, during a trip to Israel, Trump made a clear break from Obama's approach to Iran, with the US president and Netanyahu now firmly aligned.
Together we can thwart Iran's unbridled ambition to become a nuclear weapon state.
In 2018, during a presentation involving a slide.
Dude, I was listening to the New York Times Daily on this. It's so funny because the New York Times Daily was doing like their classic coverage of like all the events that took place behind the scenes. And there was a point where when Bibi first came to America to visit Trump after Trump's election victory a couple of months ago, they said he showed him a PowerPoint, and that's when I knew it was over. Okay, this man loves his fucking stupid ass PowerPoints. He loves his fucking stupid ass props, and Trump is exactly the kind of stupid that also responds to said PowerPoints. Okay, he probably showed him the Acme bomb and be like, yeah, you see, in 2012 I said it was 90% complete. Now, in 2025, 99% complete. Look at the bomb. Boom! It explodes. One of my funniest things that I read on that meeting was also that Trump was. Go ahead. Tell me that's not a gay man. Go ahead. He is the most in shape person in Missouri also. Like that alone, I feel like I've seen Austin kiss women more convincingly than this. I've never seen someone experience so much disgust at the mere thought of kissing a woman. Josh Hawley gazing at Harrison Butker and thinking, I'd climb him like a backyard jungle gym. If my wife looked like that, I'd kiss her. He's why I buy brawny paper towels. We can co-star Yellowstone, Bunkhouse Confidential. I can make him love me with my mind.